Well, we're having an awful lot of fun visiting with some of the old timers. I don't think he's going to like being called an old timer. I'll tell you what, you would laugh, fans, if you could see Eddie and I trying to connect here. Two old guys trying to figure out technology. That was a treat before we even get this thing started, huh?
Oh yeah, that's all me.
No, I contributed to the cluster that it was, but we're connected. It's great to see Eddie, one of my favorites. You and I go way back into the late 80s when you came to Seattle in the Western League when I was there as a 15, 16-year-old and began that junior career and on your way, of course, to a really good professional hockey career. How the heck are you? Great to see you.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, it's great to see you. You're looking great.
Well, I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
Looking old, though.
Oh,
you're
yeah.
closing in on, I think you're closing in, I hate to say it, 50 here in the next couple of years, right? I think your birthday's coming up in the next week or so.
Yeah, a few years. Yeah, yeah. 48 pretty soon.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm going to put you on the spot right away here. Let's go back 1999-2000, your second year as it turned out with Grand Rapids. You were sorely missed throughout much of the playoff run that took the team all the way to the Turner Cup Finals in the IHL against the Chicago Wolves. Missed almost all the playoffs, missed game one against Chicago, played the next four against the Wolves, scored 4 goals in 4 games, missed game 6, which of course the Wolves went on to win and claim the Turner Cup. Would the Grand Rapids Griffins have been Turner Cup champions had Ed Patterson been healthy that entire playoff run?
Well, I sure hope. I mean, it haunts me every day. But I definitely think we would have been. Not just because myself, but the depth. We would have had extra depth. And we just missed game 1 losing in overtime and even game 6 losing 2-1. Yeah, it was we definitely had a better team than Chicago, we felt anyways.
Well, and of course, not only your skills as a hockey player, but you were the captain of that team, not only in 99-2000, but then 2000 and 2001, two of the greatest teams in the history of this franchise. Of course, we've been fortunate to go on and win a couple of championships, but boy, those were two teams, Eddie, I'm sure you would agree that easily could have won titles.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I might have been the captain, but Derek King and Millers and Travis Richard. There's tons of guys. I think Bruce was too nice to take it away from me.
Yeah, well, you talk about Bruce Cassidy. I'm guessing you're not surprised the fact that he's gone on to have himself a pretty good career as the bench boss of the Boston Bruins. He coached you in your third and final season here in Grand Rapids in the 2000-2001 campaign.
Oh, yeah. It definitely sharp, motivated, intense, good with the guy. Like, everyone always asks me about him. I say, if I would only listen to him a little bit more. So I still kick myself for a few things I didn't take to heart. But, that's why he's been so successful.
Eddie, I'm sure he's proud of you, as we all are, the career that you made for yourself. Several games in the National Hockey League. You and I were chatting before we started recording this interview about your first National Hockey League goal, and I made the dumb comment to you. Do you remember that first goal? Of course you do. And it was against Dominik Hasek, of all goaltenders, too, at Buffalo. Yeah,
it was a pretty cool I think it was Brian Trotsch's, I want to say, 700 career assist, too. So I gave up that puck, that's for sure.
Oh, my gosh. Patterson from Trotsch. I mean, how good does it get against Hasek? And, so many great, you got to play with some of the all-time greatest legends in hockey, Mario Lemieux, Jaromir Jagr, Ron Francis, holy smoke, because I remember the Pittsburgh Penguins. You've got some stories to tell and some things to cherish, no doubt.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it was great. You got the character in Jagr and some of those guys in the class of Mario and Ronnie. And, it was great for a young guy. Would have been nicer sometimes to play in a lesser of a team, so you get more of an opportunity, but it was definitely a great experience watching those guys every night.
Eddie, the fact you were a 7th-round draft pick, to play 100-plus games in the NHL, that's I'm sure you would love to have played more and probably felt you could have, like you say, maybe with a lesser-skilled team than the Pittsburgh Penguins of all teams. But, still, you got to look back. And outside of the National Hockey League, great seasons in the IHL and the American League, and then eventually you wind up playing overseas for a bit. But, boy, you look back on a really good, successful career.
Oh, shoot, yeah. I had a lot of fun. Great memories of Grand Rapids. Still my favorite place that I played, and with our kids being born there. And,
yeah.
Max
and Maslin.
Yeah, it brings, and obviously we talked about it, but Joe Hickett's lives down the street. So got even to hear more stories about Grand Rapids throughout the last couple of years. So even brought the cup by our house and rubbed it in my face.
I'll leave it to Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I did. And again, you go back to those years you were here, and, you're not going to win it every season, but the fact that, we had such great teams and great leadership with yourself. And, you mentioned some of the names, Michel Picard and, Chris Neal, my goodness, Yanni Erme and net. Holy smokes. There were some legends during your time here, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Even Todd Nelson and you name
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And you were one of those rare breed too, Eddie, when you look back and gosh, I think you're one of only two Griffins to ever amass 40 plus points and 200 penalty minutes all in the same season. It's hard to even get 200 penalty minutes anymore, let alone add 40 points to that.
Oh, yeah. I guess lucky. Played with good players and coaches, both Guy and Bruce put me in good spots all the time. So it's, they did their best. I just, we came up a little short.
What are your best memories of Grand Rapids? Let's talk about maybe, if you get back here as part of 25th anniversary season, which we're certainly hoping we will conduct. But I'm telling you, the city's going to look a whole lot different from the days you were here. Where'd you go to eat, as an example, when you were here? Do you remember where your favorite spots were?
Well, we actually, for the most part, after games, we just went across the street. And I can't even tell you the places we ate around our house, like Chili's and different things. But, just seeing the town would be amazing. Seeing old friends you haven't seen for a long time. And, yeah, it holds a special spot in our hearts, that's for sure.
Best memories here? Obviously, I'm guessing, although, disappointing, certainly the playoff run and not being able to participate in more of those games. But you got to have a long list of wonderful memories, not just living in this city and playing in this great building, but to being a part of such good teams.
Oh, definitely. Just the characters of the guys, the closeness, whether we were golfing, playing poker, telling stories in the bus, hanging out. Like the guys there were fantastic. Obviously your kids being born there. And then we had great friends away from the rink as well. Grand Rapids is still obviously home is home, but I think it's still one of the most friendliest places we've ever lived in our lives. That's for sure.
When you've been to some great spots, including overseas, you finished up your career over there, but now living in Kamloops, British Columbia. Tell the fans a little bit about Kamloops. Boy, it's such a beautiful place, even in the wintertime, although if you don't like winter, you wouldn't want to be there, but it is so beautiful up in the mountains there. Yeah,
we're close to Sun Peak Ski Resort and different things. We're only about 150 kilometers from Kelowna. And I go back and forth between Vernon, and it's 80, 90 kilometers from here, and it's beautiful. It's got lakes, mountains, anything you could ask for. The people are great here, but it's got a different feel. I guess it's probably like Grand Rapids used to be 20 years ago, a little bit smaller and closer. Now I'm sure it's getting bigger there, whereas Kamloops is still only around, I think maybe 90 to 100,000 people.
Well, Kamloops and Kelowna, not to mention some other spots there too. Those are very popular places with some of the beautiful lakes there. There's a lot of National Hockey League, significant National Hockey League people. Kenny Holland, I know, has a place on the lake in Kelowna. I want to say Eisenman does maybe as well, although I might be wrong there. But I know a lot of NHL guys settle down there after their playing career is over.
Oh, yeah. I think Holland and Trotz are both in Vernon. Tyler Wright, the head scout there. He's in Vernon as well. There's lots of guys, and then tons of hockey players at Ginla, and all the guys are in Kelowna. Shane Doan comes back to Kamloops quite a bit. And then Riley Nash, who's still playing, he comes back home to Kamloops. But we're more known for a little bit of golf and good fishing. The Vernon, Kelowna is known for beautiful lakes and lots of fun and sun in the summertime.
Lots of trees too. In fact, that's what you're doing these days. You're in the logging industry now, huh?
Yeah. I run the log yard for a big logging firm here in Canada called Toco. So yeah, it's a great job. It's same thing. It's a team atmosphere. Get to be around the guys all the time and run that. So it is interesting.
I know you love the coaching side of it, Eddie, and I know you love the game of hockey. Is there a chance maybe you get back into it? I know you were coaching the junior B team there in Kamloops, had some great success. In fact, I think one of your players said he's easily the best coach outside junior A hockey. So a lot of people thought that you should have gotten the Blazers job or somewhere in the Western Junior A League. And I know you helped assist with the Blazers. But is there a chance maybe if the right opportunity comes along, getting into it?
Oh, definitely. I'll get back into it. It just when I did tag team up with the Blazers when Guy was in town. I was his assistant.
Guy Sharon, yeah.
Yeah, joined up with Guy. He was our coach in Grand Rapids when the kids were born. Small world, but and it was move your family around and chase the coaching dream, or let the family grow up in Kamloops and be kids and have a normal life. And like family is the most important thing to me. So now that Max is away going to school playing hockey and Maslin's moving on, obviously Carrie'd rather see me out of the house doing even busy out of her hair than around home. So I definitely get back into hockey next year.
Well, I know it's exciting. Max, who knows? We might see him roll through the Van Andel Arena, maybe as a member of the Griffins or an opponent of the Griffins. But he's a 21-year-old now, having spent the last 4 or 5 years in the Western Junior League. In fact, got to play in a Seattle Thunderbird uniform at the end of his career where you played. So that had to be exciting, no doubt. But let's hope that Max might be the next Patterson to turn pro.
Yeah, one day he's a late bloomer. I was just telling you earlier, he grew another inch last year, and he's over 6'6" and around 6'6" and a half, 230. So he's a big boy, and his feet finally came underneath him. As far as skating goes, we all know that's the game nowadays. You got to be able to move, and if you're big and not moving, you look worse than anything. So now that he's finally got his legs, hopefully the next couple of years he can really turn some heads. So it's up to him, though. As long as he's happy, we're happy.
That's great, Eddie. And, the twins with his sister Maslin, like you say, born here in Grand Rapids. So needless to say, Grand Rapids will always hold a soft spot in your heart. And I know the fans here in Grand Rapids, especially those that were here when you played here, are always going to hold Ed Patterson in their heart just for what you gave, the sacrifices for this franchise and the success on the ice. And even more importantly, all you brought to this community.
Oh yeah, no, I loved it. I wish we could have came back to see Joe play when you guys were in the Turner Cup or in the run there for the championship when you guys won. But just for the kids going through school and hockey and all that kind of stuff, it's been always find an excuse not to get back. We have to now find one to come.
Well, Eddie, there's no doubt this franchise is considered one of the very best in all of sports, and it's people like yourself who have worn the uniform proudly, and we are so proud of you. We sure appreciate you doing this. So good catching up with you. We'll be talking soon. You and I are old Seattle Thunderbirds, so we never lose that connection.
No, not at all. I still remember the day you came. I was excited.
Yeah. Oh, we appreciate it, Ed. Thanks a ton. All the best. We'll be talking soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, Bob.
All right. Thank you, Eddie.
Good luck this season.
Yeah, thanks a ton. Let's hope we have one.
You will.
All right. Thanks, Eddie.
Thanks. Cheers.